Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Allahumma salli wa sallim wa barik ala sayyidina Muhammad al-Fatih lima ughliq wal khatim lima sabaq nasril haq bil haq والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله وصحبه حق قدره ومقداره العظيم اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا علما برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم افتح علينا حكمتك وانشر علينا من خزائن رحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين اللهم افتح علينا فتوح العارفين وارزقنا فهم النبيين وإلحام الملائكة المقربين والحفظ المرسلين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين Rabbi zidna ilman warzuqna fahman. Alhamdulillah. Tonight is our class number 9, I think, and I just would like to go very quickly because there are so many things and we try to finish it very fast. We're going a bit slow this time, inshallah. I just want to recap a bit from our previous class. This is, if you are referring to your book, it's on page number 16. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are now continue reading Imam Ghazali letter to a disciple, Ayyuhal, and we are using book translated by Tobias Meyer, inshallah. So the Arabic text will be something like Ayyuhal walad al-ilmu bila amalin junun wal-amalu bighayri ilmin la yakun wa'lam anna al-ilma alladhi la yub'iduka al-yawm 'anil ma'asi wa la yahmiluka 'ala al-ta'ati lan yub'idaka ghadan 'anil nari jahannam wa idza lam ta'mal bi'ilmika al-yawm ولم تدارك الأيام الماضية تقول غدا يوم القيامة فارجعنا نعمل صالحا فيقال يا أحمق أنت من هناك تجيء. The translation will be something like this: O disciple, knowledge without action is madness, and action without knowledge is void. Know that knowledge which does not remove you from sins today and does not convert you to obedience will not remove you tomorrow from hellfire. If you do not act according to your knowledge today and you do not make amends for days gone by, you will say tomorrow, on the day of resurrection, send us back and we will act virtuously. And it will be replied to you, fool, you've just come from there. So this is Imam Ghazali's advice to his disciple, and I believe we have gone through this, but just to recap a few things here, the 2 points that we like to mention here. One is the knowledge without action is madness. In fact, Imam Ghazali, throughout his book, you will find so many similes, so many he gave examples and similarities that knowledge without action. You will find one of them here is knowledge without action is madness, junun, majnun. After this we recap what else that he mentioned. When it comes to knowledge, it must go together with action. And secondly, the point he mentioned here, if no action now, it will be useless when we die. You bring a lot of your knowledge to your grave, it's of no use. Because you will not be using your knowledge in the grave. When you die, you will not be using your knowledge. Your knowledge is meant for you to use it here, when you are still alive. That's what people say, that's what our scholars always mention, that ibadah is here. You do ibadah while you are alive. You don't do ibadah in your grave. No, people don't do ibadah, it's finished. So if you want to make amal, the amal must be done here. That's what Time is very important for us, very precious, that we should not waste our time. Because once we die, we cut off. There's no more action that we could do. There's no more rewards that can reach us. That's why the Prophet says, إِذَا مَاتَ ابْنُ آدَمْ إِنْ قَطَعَ عَمَلُهُ إِلَّا مِنْ ثَلَاثٍ أَوْ كَمَا قَالَ. When a person dies, his action is cut off. Finish. Except three things. Three things, except three things. The first one is the children that make dua, pray for him. Waladun salih yad'u lahu. The second one is ilmu, knowledge that benefits him, that benefits others. He teaches, he writes books, he donates books, or whatever he do for the sake of knowledge. And the last one is sadaqatun jariyah, the charity, the sadaqah that he gives. People want to make mosque, people want to build madrasah, tahfiz, or whatever. So that's charity. All these will still, the rewards will still go to him. Apart from that, no more. He cannot pray, he cannot fast. How can be dead people fast? It's impossible. So because of that, Imam Ghazali is very concerned about, because his student is an advanced student. His student is not a beginner student. No, advanced student. This student has been studying with him for so many years. It's not ordinary student. He knew him. He's a very advanced student. So, knowing that this guy is knowledgeable, but one thing that he must bear in mind is that knowledge alone is insufficient. It's not enough. Knowledge must coupled with action. Must go together with action. No matter how much knowledge you have, but if you don't put your knowledge into action, it is of no use. Just for the sake of knowledge alone that you don't put into practice is no use. Okay, so you must put into practice. That's why he said, Al-ilmu bila amalin junun. Knowledge without action is madness. And, okay, just to recap again, there are so many similes that Imam Ghazali mentioned previously. If you can recall, I want you to recap what we have studied before. Where it comes to knowledge, it must always couple with actions. Can you remember? I'll just give you one example here. A man with 10 Indian swords attacked by a lion in a desert. But if he doesn't use the swords, then it will be useless for having that so many Indian swords. Maybe during those days, this is considered as the best pedang, the best swords during those days. So he has 10 swords attacked by a lion, but he never used it. So it's useless, right? So this is what the similarity Imam Ghazali gave to someone with so much knowledge, but he's not using the knowledge. A man studied 100,000 issues, but he never put into practice, then he'll be useless. A man had jaundice, went to a doctor, and doctor gave him medicine, but he never ate, he never used it. So useless. You see how many similes that he gave. A person studied for 100 years and collected 1,000 books. See, page number 8. But if he did not put into action what he studied, it will be useless. So just now he said knowledge without action is madness. So many examples, so many things that he mentioned just to draw our attention with regard to action. And of course, again, he quoted this verse, Amanu and amilu. Ayyuhal amanu wa amilu. You will find in the Quran there are so many verses, Ya ayyuhal amanu wa amilu. Oh, those who believe and do righteous deed. Believe righteous deed. So it's not just you believe that prayer is obligatory. You believe fasting is obligatory. You believe covering our aura is obligatory. You believe speaking, talking, backbiting is haram. But you do it also by not talking backbite, by praying, by this, by that, by this. So this is what we say, knowledge with action. So very briefly, we don't want to go to detail about this. Okay, fine. And then we come to this. Ayyuhal walad, ij'al himmata fi ruhi, wal hazimati fi nafsi, wal mauta fi badani, lianna manzilaka al-qabru wa ahlul maqabir yantazirunaka fi kulli lahzatin mata tasilu ilayhim. Iyyaka an tasila ilayhim bila zadin. O disciple, get zeal in respect of the spirit, subdue in respect of the ego, and mortification in respect of the body. For your destination is the grave, and the people of the graves expect you at any moment to meet up with them. Beware, lest you meet up with them without provision. We have studied this before on the aspect of nafs. But what I want to stress here is on the point here, himmah. There are 3 points here. Himmah, subdue your nafs, mortification of your body, and grave is waiting for you. Himmah is strong aspiration. Himmah. Kesungguhan, keinginan yang kuat. The high aspiration. Subdue your nafs. We have mentioned, we discussed last week or last 2 weeks. What do we mean by nafs? Ego, the conflicting forces in ourselves, fighting each other. Subdue it. Control it. Subdue it. Your anger. Transform your anger to become what? Positive, brave, courage, right? We discussed that the lacking of it become what? Cowardice. The excessive of it, anger. So the middle path is courage. So that one we'll discuss further in the future, inshallah. So subdue your nafs, control your nafs. And the third point is mortification of your body. Our body is just enough for us to survive in this world. You will look at the books written by all ulama, all scholars, they don't pay attention so much on your body. Even the Prophet said, it is enough for you to eat just as your back can be straightened. That's it. So that you won't be starving, Enough. Luqmah. Just very portion, small portion of it. Just eat enough for you, so that you won't. In other words, so that you won't be dying. But now we are more concerned about our food. We have 24 hours food, restaurant. We are more concerned about our facial. We do spa. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not talking, but different emphasis given by the scholars. Islam doesn't emphasize so much on the physical aspect, but we emphasize on the spiritual aspect. It's not that the physical is not important. It is important. You have to take care of your physical. The Prophet says, Al-Jismu Salim, Al-Aqlu Salim, Fi Jismi Salim. The good intellect is in the healthy body, meaning that you have to take care of your body, but it's not that you pay too much attention with your body. Because ultimately, when you see Allah SWT, it's not the body that we see Allah SWT, it's the quality of your soul. Quality of your soul. Your body will be eaten by by worms and whatever in the grave. So finish with that body, with your beautiful body. So grave is waiting for you. Imam Ghazali mentions this. Grave is waiting for you. Wa ahlal maqabir yantazirunaka. People of the grave are waiting for you. And beware, you meet up with them without provision. Beringat nanti kamu mati tak ada bekalan. Imam Ghazali said, beware lest you meet them without provision. You imagine if you are traveling of very far distance, you're going back to Kelantan, like I go back to Kelantan, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, and you don't have bekal with you, you don't have food for that far distant travel, and supposing there are no R&R, can you survive? You cannot survive. I remember when I was small, when we traveled to Kuala Lumpur from Kelantan, when I joined the adult people coming to KL, we always bring this, mangkuk, they call it mangkuk tingkap or something. Why? Because during those days, there's no R&R. There's no restaurants by the roads. So you have to bring something, and you stop in a mosque, and you open, and you eat it. This is bekal, this is provision. This is called provision. This is bekal. We are traveling from Kota Baru, Kelantan, 8 hours, 10 hours. We need to have provision. We need to have bekal. But now you are traveling to hereafter. Don't you think that the more you need bekal? Because the journey is farther than going to Kelantan. It's very far. You'll be facing hereafter, you'll be facing Sirat, you'll be facing Mahshar, you'll be facing heat and everything. So the more you need for the provision. That's why you remember, if you go for prayer, the men will go for Friday prayer, they will always listen. Ittaqullah, be pious. Fa inna zadit taqwa. Because the best provision, the best bekal is taqwa. Because the best bekal is taqwa. You don't bring money, you don't bring your car, but you bring taqwa. So the Ahlul grave is waiting for you. And last one. Okay, I mentioned just now about himma. Himma is high aspiration. You have high himma, you have low himma. Even himma itself is already high. Look at here. There are degrees of intention. You start with the smallest one. The smallest one is called niyat. Ada niyat. But niyat is the intensity is very low. Niat nak buat baik, niat. It's very low. The higher of it is, you have the iradah, wanting to do something. It's better, wanting. And then you have another one, you have azam. Azam. You have niyah, you have irada, kehendak, wanting to do something, strong wants inside you, and you have azam, ya, berazam. Aku nak tahajud malam ni, azam. But you have one more, the highest of it is called himma. Himma is considered the highest spiritual aspiration. You have very strong aspiration. Keinginan yang bersungguh-sungguh. Bukan keinginan yang mak jenin yang Keinginan yang bersungguh-sungguh. Macam if you want to get an A, you want to perform it seriously and you want to make sure you wake up at night, you burn the midnight oil, you study very hard. That is called a himmah. So that's why the Prophet says, and Imam Ghazali says, you must have the himmah. You must have the himmah to enter paradise. You have the himmah. You really want to do it. You really want to be one of the people of paradise. Not just, inshallah, I hope I'll be one of them. It's not like that. You must have the himmah. Himmah means the strong desire. You want it seriously. You want it and you couple it with your action, doing it. This is called himmah. It's not enough. It's not enough. So, because of that, Imam Ghazali mentioned, you must have strong himmah. Strong himmah. Very strong himmah. For example, if you want to wake up for tahajjud, you must strong himmah. Don't just hope that you can wake up. You must put effort so that you can wake up. Use your alarm clock. Download the most loud clock, alarm. Huh? The most heinous sound. I have downloaded the most one. So that it sounds that I cannot bear with it. So that I have to wake up. I'm not talking about tahajjud. I'm talking about the alarm clock. Now you don't have to buy alarm clock from the street. You can have the apps. So you do all sorts of things so that whatever your target is achieved. We have in English the proverb. What they call it? Better. Aim for the stars, and lest you would reach the sky, right? Something like that. Some people say aim for the star. If you, reach for the star. Yeah. So, and then something like that. You aim high, put very high aspiration. Aim high. I can't remember where did I wrote something about this, but I need to find where it's gone now. Okay. O disciple, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I would like to read the Arabic so that we get the barakah of it. Because if I just read the translation, then Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ayyuhal walad, law kana al-ilmu mujarradu kafiyan laka wala tahtaju ila amalin siwahu lakana nida'un. Hal min sa'il, hal min mustaghfirin, hal min ta'ib da'i'an bila fa'idatin. Waruya anna jama'atan minas sahabati ridwanullah alaihim ajma'in zakaru Abdullah bin Umar radhiyallahu anhuma inda Rasulillah sallallahu alaihi wasallam faqala ni'ama ar-rajul huwa law kana yusalli bil-lail wa qala sallallahu alaihi wasallam li rajulin min ashabihi ya fulan la tukthirin naum bil-lail fa inna kasratan naum bil-lail tada'u sahibuhu faqiran yawm al-qiyamah. Okay, the meaning is, O disciple, if mere knowledge were enough for you and you did not need deeds beside it, then what happened to the God? What happened to Allah when He says, is there any suppliant? Meaning that where are those who make dua? You understand what Imam Ghazali is trying to say? If he says, if knowledge alone is enough without action, so what's the point for God says, where are those people? This is talking about night. Where are those people that make dua asking for my forgiveness? Where are those people? Meaning that Allah is expecting you to ask for His forgiveness, to wake up at night and ask for His forgiveness. So Imam Ghazali said, if just mere knowledge enough for you, then you don't have to do it. Then this verse, this saying of the Prophet is useless. But that won't happen, right? Whatever the Prophet say is valid and is true. So Imam Ghazali said, Hal min mustaghfirin. Where are people who want to make asking for forgiveness? Where are those? Hal min ta'ib. Where are those that want to repent so that I can forgive him? Where are those? This is what the Prophet says. This is the saying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to those, especially those who at night. Then someone mentioned Abdullah, the son of Umar, in the presence of the Messenger of Allah, and he said, what an excellent man he is, if only he would pray at night. What does it mean? It means that Abdullah bin Umar radiallahu anhuma is already a nice man, is already a good person. But only if he adds some more to wake up at night and pray tahajjud. This is what the Prophet meant. It's not that he's not a good man. He is already a good man. But if he can make up a bit, add a bit to make better by waking up at night and pray tahajjud. And he said to a man from among his community, also and so, do not sleep much at night, for a large quantity of sleep at night will leave its owner a poor man on the resurrection. Okay, this is the importance of tahajjud. Tahajjud is very important. Waking up at night is very, very important. If we want to be someone who is successful in the hereafter, we must wake up at night. We must pray tahajjud. The advice that I got from many people and even my teachers also, even if you cannot wake up for long at night, try to wake up before subuh and just give 2 rakaat before subuh. The best is you wake up 1/3 of the night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and pray 12 rakaat and read Quran, blah blah blah, and then you sleep again and wake up before subuh. That's the best time you should do. That's the time that the rahmah Allah will descend, Allah will forgive. This is what the Prophet says. Allah will, where are those? Because Jesus, only selected people can do this. Only selected people, only very few people could do this. In other words, only serious people. If you are not serious, you cannot do it. You cannot do it. Only serious people that can do it, can wake up at night and can ask Allah forgiveness, can pray, can menangis malam-malam. Oh Allah, please forgive me my sin, blah blah blah. Oh Allah, remove me. Oh Allah, ask for your dunya, for your akhirah, whatever. And then you read Quran. There is a saying, Ahlan. There is a Quranic verse, Ahlan, Ahlan, please, Ahlan. There are still spaces here, sisters. There are spaces here. It's empty here, no one is sitting here. Come. Allah SWT says in the Holy Quran, Ya ayyuhal muzzammil. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya ayyuhal muzzammil qumil layla illa qalila. Or those who are or the one who is in garments, selimut. Qumil layl, wake up. Allah SWT says to the Prophet, Qumil layla illa qalila. Nisfahu awinqus minhu qalila. Aw zid alayhi warattil Qur'ana tartila. And there are so many verses of the Quran mentioning about the importance, the benefit, the merits of waking up at night. So there are so many ways of doing this. Just like I mentioned just now, one of the ways is try to wake up shortly before subuh. Shortly before subuh. Just catch for 2 rakaats is good enough. Subuh now is 6 o'clock. So try to wake up 5:30 for example, and try to make 2 rakaat. Make 2 rakaat plus 3 rakaat of witir. That's good enough. You make 5 rakaat. Alhamdulillah. And wait for subuh. Alhamdulillah. That's good. But the best way is, of course, 1/3 of the night. You wake up at 3 o'clock, you wake up 4 o'clock, if you can do it. But supposing that you are someone that very difficult to wake up, You wake up at 6:30. So you can do it after your Isha prayer. Just do it 2 rakaat. Just do it 2 rakaat. Before you're going to sleep. After you finish your prayer, Isha prayer, just do it. In case that you don't wake up. In case you don't wake up. So yeah, that's okay. That's tahajjud. Yeah, that's the best way of doing it. But if you cannot do it, because you won't wake up anyway.
You can do it without falling asleep, tahajjud?
That's not tahajjud. I'm not talking about tahajjud. I'm talking about just 2 rakaat here. That hope to complement the tahajjud, if you can. Of course, tahajjud must come, with sleep. But there's a way of doing it. If you cannot wake up, then try to do it. Okay. And then this is the one that I read just now. Or you wrap in garments, Prophet Muhammad, all night except a little, half of it, or a little less than or a little more, and recite the Quran in a slow style. Verily we shall send down to you a weighty word. This is another merit of tahajjud. The very best prayer after the compulsory prayer is the nighttime prayer. The best prayer, the very best prayer after the compulsory prayer is the night prayer. The Salatul Tahajjud. Okay? And then where are we now? And the Prophet says, do not sleep much at night, for a large quantity of sleep at night will leave its owner a poor man on the resurrection day. Do not sleep a lot at night. Do you sleep a lot? Do we sleep a lot? Do not sleep a lot. A true Muslim, a true believers do not sleep a lot. You know, we eat a lot. We sleep a lot. We talk a lot. These are things that we do contrary to the teaching of Islam. We eat a lot. We sleep a lot. We talk a lot. Laugh a lot. It is opposite. It is opposite. In Islam, we should be sleep less, eat less, talk less. Ada apa? Sahabat, I don't know what they say in Malay. Kita sikit-sikit makan. Sahabat makan sikit. Kita sikit-sikit makan. Sahabat sikit. Kita sikit-sikit, para sahabat makan sikit. You know, I don't know whether you catch this or not. So this is what we have been doing all this while. We sleep a lot. You just try to divide your time. Your sleeping times with how long you live in this world. For example, we live 60 years. And you sleep how long? You sleep 8 hours a day. So meaning that 1/3 of your life gone for sleeping. We live for 60 years, meaning that 20 years we spend for sleeping alone. For sleeping alone is 20 years. Because 1/3 of your time is spent for sleeping. We have not deducted yet. We're playing with Facebook, WhatsApping. We have not deducted yet. So meaning that your effective life is how much? How much actually is your true life? If we live for 60 years. If you live for 80 years or whatever, you just divide it. How long you sleep a day? 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours. If someone sleep for 12 hours, meaning that half of his life is gone for sleeping. You have not deducted the time you spend for eating, the time you spend for watching television, Netflix, iFlix, whatnot. So this is what the Prophet said. This is what Imam Ghazali said. Do not sleep much, for a large quantity of sleep at night will leave the honor of a poor man. Is it not true? Poor man in the hereafter. Because the time you should spend for your cultivating rewards. is gone. If you spend that time for ibadah, for worshipping, reading Quran, that will be useful. Because that's why Imam Hassan al-Basri says, Ya ibn Adam, innama anta ayyam. O Bani Adam, O people, innama anta ayyam. You are just numbers of days. You are just number of days. فَإِذَا ذَهَبَ يَوْمٌ, whenever a day is gone, ذَهَبَ بَعْدُكَ, a portion of you is gone. Do you get me? Imam Hassan al-Basri said, Ya ibn Adam, innama anta ayyam. O son of Adam, you are just numbers of days. فَإِذَا ذَهَبَ الْيَوْمُ, whenever a day is gone, ذَهَبَ بَعْدُكَ, part of you is gone. It's true. Because basically, our capital in this world is just our life, our age, our time. That time is our capital. And how we utilize that time is how we make profit out of it. If we fully utilize our time, then inshallah we can benefit from that business. Allah doesn't give us much, Allah gives us time. You use this time, you will live in this world 70 years, 100 years. You look at people at Christchurch who died recently, do you think that they expected to die in such a way? No, they didn't expect it. But the time for them is finished. So any one of us can happen like that also. So be careful with the time, inshallah. I didn't put it here. There should be one slide here. O disciple, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ayyuhal walad, wa min al-layli fatahajjat bihi nafilatan lak. Amrun wa bil isharin hum yastaghfirun syukrun wal mustaghfirina bil ashar zikrun. O disciple, and part of the night keep vigil as a work of supererogation for you is a command, and before daybreak and seek forgiveness is a commendation, and those seeking forgiveness before daybreak is a reminder. Okay, I don't know whether you have this or not. Let me check. It's okay. And then Imam Ghazali says here, I just read the translation. This is finishing now. We are on page 20. Three voices are loved by God the Exalted: the cock's crow, the voice of him who recites the Quran, and the voice of those seeking forgiveness before daybreak. Sufyan al-Thawri, may Allah have mercy on him, said, God, blessed and exalted, created a wind blowing before daybreak, carrying invocations and prayer for forgiveness for the Almighty King. He also said, at the start of the night, a crier calls from the beneath the throne, let the worshipper get up. So they get up and they pray as God wills. Then a crier calls at midnight, let those who stand at night in prayer get up. So they get up and they pray until before daybreak. And when it is before daybreak, a crier calls, let those seeking forgiveness get up. So they get up and seek forgiveness. And when the dawn breaks, a crier calls, let the heedless get up. So they get up out of their beds like the dead risen from their graves. O disciple, in the advice of Luqman, the wise gave his son, it is related that he said, my son, do not ever let the cock be more canny than yourself. He calls out before daybreak while you are sleeping. He has done well who spoke the verse. A dove moaned frailly in the dark one night on a branch while I was sleeping. I have light by God's house where were I a lover, then those wouldn't beat me in weeping. I claim I am mad with thirst, fervent with longing for my Lord, yet I do not weep, and such animals are weeping. Oh. Do you understand this? I just simplified it with this one. Okay, the point here is still about time, still about tahajjud. And now Imam Ghazali mentions about rooster, cock, 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 cock. America say cock, cock. British say cock, cock. A rooster, right? A rooster better, right? It doesn't. So I don't like it also. It's rooster. So it has double meaning. I know that. So so when the Prophet said, when you hear the voice of rooster, ask Allah of His bounty. Ask Allah of His bounty. They saw an angel. And if you hear the donkeys braying, seek refuge with Allah from devils. Indeed, they see demons. So this hadith is sahih. This is not, this hadith is sahih. The Prophet said, if you hear the voice of rooster at night or subuh, so ask Allah forgiveness. Make dua. I don't think you will hear that here. You will hear if you balik kampung, then you will hear probably. Inshallah. Yeah, this is if you hear the roosters. If you hear the roosters, you ask for forgiveness. Because why? Because they saw angels. Ayam jantan nampak malaikat. Donkey nampak syaitan. As for donkeys, they see devils.
Anytime of the day.
Sorry?
Anytime.
Yeah. If you hear donkey braying, then according to the prophetic, they see something. One thing we like about this, during those days, rooster serve as an alarm clock. Serve as alarm clock for the prophets, for the companions, and some Sahaba, they used to bring rooster with them along whenever they travel. You see, because according to some scholars, this rooster they are very smart. They know when the subuh time comes. So normally they make noise twice. One for you to wake up for your qiyam at 2 or 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. And another one shortly before subuh. We don't know how they got it, but that's how it is. Maybe because of the movement of the angels. Wallahu alam, we don't know. I hope the rooster nowadays still the same like the roosters in the past. I hope they are not corrupted by the development. So this is what according to some scholars. I think now I come to the last portion of my presentation. This is about the one that we are going to read here. Ayyuhal walad law kana al-ilm mujarradun kafiyan laka wa la tahtaju ila amalin. No, not this one. Where are we? Yes, number 22, page 22. Okay. Ayyuhal walad khulasatul ilm. Ayyuhal walad khulasatul ilm an ta'lam ta'ata wal ibadata ma hiya. I'lam anna ta'ata wal ibadata متابعة الشارع في الأوامر والنواهي بالقول والفعل يعني كل ما تقول وتفعل وتترك يكون باقتداء الشرع كما لو صمت يوم العيد وأيام التشريق تكون عاصيا أو صليت في ثوب مغصوب وإن كانت سورة عبادة تأثم. Okay. O disciple, the essence of knowledge is to know what obedience and worship are. Know that obedience and worship are conformity to the lawgiver as regards commands and prohibition in both word and deed. That is, all that you say and do or do not do should be following the paradigm of the law, such that were you to fast on the day of the Eid feast and the days of the Tashriq, you will not be rebel. You will not be a rebel. Or if you prayed in a garment unlawfully acquired, though there is the appearance of worship, you sin. So this is the last one that we are going to talk tonight. Action based on revelation. You can have this, the handouts I gave just now. Action based on revelation. First of all, I want to stress here, Islam is a revealed religion. Now we are living in a pluralistic society where people think that all religions are equal. No, not all religions are equal. There are religions based on spiritual experiences, social, cultural experiences of someone or some people. This is not religion, this is not called revealed religion. But Islam is a revealed religion. When we say Islam is a revealed religion, it is a religion that's sent down by God, by the creator of the universe. It's not a man-made religion. You know, you don't call a man-made religion. If it is a man-made, it's not a religion, it's a cult. It's a cult. It is a man-made, it's not a religion. Okay? You know cult? Okay? And one thing about this, another thing that I want to mention here is about religion. The word religion. Religion, you just go back and you just surf on the internet and you will find so many definitions for religion. So many definitions. And none of those definitions can resemble the word din in Islam. No. Definitions, religion, I put it here. You can look at the Oxford Dictionary, for example. Religions come from the word religare, religio, to bind, to bond, blah, 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 to worship, to believe in the existence of superpower, divine power, blah, blah, blah. But Islam is not fully 100%, can be translated as religion as such. Other religions may be, but not Islam. Islam is more than that. Islam is more than believing in the oneness of God. Islam is more than, worshipping God. Islam is more than, Islam is so many things. I mentioned there are at least four components of Islam, or four interpretations of Islam: indebtedness, submissiveness, judicial power, and also nature inclination. This is just some interpretation by Professor Said Naqib Alatas and other scholars also. So another thing that you have to remember, Islam is a name of a religion. Now people tend to translate Islam as submission. That's wrong. Islam, yes, one of the meaning of Islam is submission. But another meaning of Islam is a name of a religion. Because why? Because when you come to the verse, I put it there, Inna dina indallahi Islam. Verily, the religion in the sight of Allah is Islam. Surah Al-Imran, verse 19. Inna dina indallahi Islam. Indeed, the religion in the sight of Allah is Islam. You must translate Islam there as Islam. It is a name of religion. Because some people you find, if you look at English translation of Quran, they translate it, indeed, The religion in the sight of God is submission. That's strong. That's strong. That's not the way of translating it. Indeed, the religion in the sight of God is Islam. Because why? Because other religions claim they also submit. They say, I also submit to God. And we also submission. No. That's wrong. Because Islam is a name of a religion. You must submit in the manner Allah tells you how to submit to Him. This is what Imam Ghazali says. You must follow Him. You must follow Him. You must worship Him in the manner He wants you to be. He wants Him to be worshipped. He wants you to worship Him in that manner. You cannot just come up with your own idea. I want to worship God this way. I think this is the best way to worship God. No. This is not your religion. This is the religion of God. Because it is religion of God, we have no power to change it. We have no power to amend it, to alter it. No. Allah has sent the Prophet to tell us what you have to do. This religion, you have to do this way. You have to pray this way. The Prophet said, Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli. You pray as you see me pray. How I pray, you pray like that. Oh, I don't want to follow the Prophet. I want to pray like this. I don't want to pray like the Prophet. I want the ladies to be the Imam. No. No, that never happened during the time of the Prophet. So you don't do that. This is what Imam Ghazali says. Follow. If the Prophet says, do not fast during the Eid. He says that, right? We don't fast during the Eid. Hari Raya pertama, you don't fast. Hari Raya puasa Aidil Fitri, the first day of Shawwal, we don't fast. And we also don't fast on the Hari Raya Haji and the Tashriq. We don't fast. Don't be so good, so pious that I want to fast on the Eidul Adha. I want to make more reward. I want to get more reward because people are eating. So I think by fasting on this day, I'll get more reward. That's not your religion, go. No, that's not your religion. You cannot change it. Allah says, the Prophet says, don't fast on the day of Eid. Don't fast on the day of Tashriq. So don't fast. Why you want to choose something that the Prophet? So this is the thing that we have to follow. I don't want to prolong this one. You can read this one. Even I don't know whether I brought the book or not. If you want to read, you can read this. This is the Islam and the concept of religion and the ethics of morality. So, but in brief, I just want to mention here, Islam, there are four significations here: indebtedness, submissiveness, judicial power, natural inclination. Indebtedness in the sense of our existence. Deen. You know, if you learn mu'amalah, you have the word dain. Dain means debt. So we are basically indebted. Indebted to whom? Indebted to God. For what we are indebted to Him? Because of our existence here. So we are indebted to Him because of our existence in this world. So how do you repay how do you repay for your debt? You repay your debt by submit to Him, submissively. You have to repay to Him by worshipping Him. You cannot, other people you can pay with money, with this and that, but now you have to pay God with your own existence. Your existence, how can you pay with your existence? By worshipping Him. By following His commands, what He wants you to do. That's the only way you worship Him. And this is the natural inclination of you. Your natural inclination, your fitrah is to worship, to obey God. That's your natural inclination. And I demonstrated to you last time during the Alam Arwah, right? Remember this? In the Alam Arwah, when God gathered all the ruh, all the spirits, and God asked, am I not your Lord? This is in Quran also, surah. I can't remember the surah. See, I cannot be like Ahmad Didat. Surah Al-A'raf. Yeah. Wait. 172. Wiz akhadha rabbuka min bani adama min zuhurihim zurriyatuhum wa ashhadahum ala anfusihim alastu bi rabbikum, am I not your Lord? God asked. So this is your fitrah. Your fitrah, your inclination, your natural tendency is to be obedience to God, to follow Him. But unfortunately, when your soul came into your body and you see the world, beautiful world, so you forgot all those obedience, all the commandments of the testimony or the covenant, perjanjian you made with God. So you forgot. Because of that, religion comes. Okay? So I mentioned just now, Islam is the name of religion, not mere submission. Number 4. Okay? Islam is the name of religion, not mere submission. Because other people say, oh, we also submit. Some people think submission alone is enough to be beriman, to be a believer. Just like some non-Muslim think that so long as they don't serve you porks, then it's okay. Even if they serve you chicken without properly slaughtered, they think that so long as no pork, it's okay. Chicken and alcohol and everything else is fine, so long as that no pork. That's not right. So believing submission alone is not submission. It's not sufficient. You must submit to God in the manner He prescribed to you. How to submit? This is a very important point here. You have no choice. You have not given liberty to invent way of submission to Him. No. You must submit, you must follow what the Prophet says. Secondly, Islam is composed of 2 components. Shahadatain, acknowledging there is no God but Allah and believing that the Prophet ﷺ is a messenger of God. Why? Because some people, they said, especially the non-Muslims or the Christianity or the Jews, they say, I can accept Allah is a God, but I don't accept Prophet Muhammad as a messenger. I cannot accept. No, you cannot accept that, you are not Muslim. So these must go together. Shahadatain. You must believe Allah, and you must believe the Prophet. They say if you see that a Christian who converted to Islam, normally they ask you one more to add that Isa is the messenger of God. Asyhadu an la ilaha illallah wa asyhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah wa asyhadu anna Isa Rasulullah or whatever. Because they just want to add this one when you make shahadah, so that you don't have that previous memory that Isa is the son of God. Okay? During the conversion. I'm not saying all the time, just saying that once you have to testify that Isa is not son of God. Isa is messenger of Allah. And last one, submission is only in the manner prescribed by Him through His messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam based on revelation. Okay, we come to another point. What about things not existed during the time of the Prophet? I just purposely brought up here for you to ponder, because there are many things now people are talking about bid'ah. So these are things that you have to know. There are 2 points here. There are 2 things here not existed during the time of Prophet. One is called khilaf. If you look at this point here, you will find that in the 4 madhab we have Hanafi, Maliki, Hanbali, Shafi'i, you will find a lot of differences between scholars, between imams. For example, you find that Imam in Shafi'i madhab, when you pray subuh, you have to make kunut. So this is called khilaf. Khilaf means difference of opinions among scholars. That's called khilaf. Difference of opinion among scholars. So when you have this difference of opinion among scholars, this is valid. This is valid. if four madhab has said, either one of the madhab says you have to make kunut, for example, Shafi'i says that, then that is acceptable. Don't say that this is bid'ah. The Prophet never did this. The true teaching of the Prophet is without kunut, blah blah blah. No. If you bring up that point, then you start to divide people. If you don't want to do kunut because you think that's not strong, the argument is not strong, it's up to you. Because there are people now that say kunut is not derived strongly enough based on the prophetic tradition, blah blah blah. The Prophet really did it throughout his life. Because, for example, they said the Prophet did kunut only for a short period of time, not every day. This is one argument from one school. But Shafi'i, according to Madhab Shafi'i, we do it every day, forever. So if you are against the arguments from the Shafi'i scholars, you feel that those who oppose this has better argument, then it's up to you. But don't say the Shafi'i is wrong. Don't say they are wrong. No. It is out of adab. You don't have the adab if you say that any of this madhab is wrong. For example, you find the Maliki sometimes they pray like this. You observe or not? You observe. If you pray beside Maliki, they pray like this. They don't pray like this. Not all of them. Sometimes they pray like this. Because there are two opinions in Maliki madhab. When praying, you can pray like this. Some people think they are Shia. No. Because Shia also play like this. But there are also Malikis who do like this. Because they pray like this. So, and you don't disturb them. They are praying anyway. Sometimes people think that they are not praying. They're just standing. No, they are praying.
You should be paying attention to them anyway.
Yeah, so they pray. They do like this, they pray. So don't say they are wrong. Because all the three mazhab say you have to put like this. It's either this way, it doesn't matter. But the three mazhab say like this. But don't say they are wrong. Because they have their own legal rulings, legal arguments why they do as such. They have their own rulings. They have derived this from the prophetic and they come up with this, and this is their position. And you'll find also people touching female and male, no? Batal wudu, invalidate your wudu. Don't argue with this. You just follow whatever you want. Don't say this wrong, that wrong, no. This is in the matters of khilaf a'imah, differences of opinion among scholars. But there is another one that we are always fight every year, or perhaps every day. These are matters, newly invented matters. We fight, for example, in Malaysia you have this, I don't know whether in your country you have reading Yasin Friday night. Huh? You don't have?
I think we're the only area that was doing it.
Yeah. So you read Yasin at Thursday night, or Tahlil, or Maulid. Huh? These are newly things invented. They have no precedent in the past. The Prophet never did this. But what is the position? What is our position? What is our hukum, our ruling on these matters? So, in this regard, the scholars like Imam Shafi'i, for example, if you look at there, number 9, in these kind of things, Imam Shafi'i divide into two positions. One, Imam Shafi'i says, Al-muhdathatu min al-umuri darban, ahaduhuma ma uhditha mimma yukhalifu kitaban, aw sunnah, أو آثار أو إجماعا فهذه البدعة دلالة والثانية ما حدث من الخير لا خلاف فيه واحد من هذا وهذه محدثة غير مذمومة. Okay, Imam Ghazali said, Imam Shafi'i says, these newly invented things are into two categories. One is praiseworthy, mahmuda, and one is blameworthy. And then you find that Imam Izzuddin Ibn Abdul Salam says, there are 5 categories of bid'ah. Bid'ah wajibah, bid'ah muharramah, prohibited, mandubah, makruhah, mubahah. Okay? For example, in the past, you have Quran, for example. Quran during the time of the Prophet, it was never written like what we have today in the form of mushaf. So what is the hukum of it? What is the hukum of putting it in the form of book like we have now? This is a bid'ah. Why? Because the Prophet never did this. So is it haram? No. Because the intention of doing it was right, was good. What was the intention? To preserve it. So some scholars says this falls under the category of bid'ah wajibah. Number 1. You see? To preserve it. Also, for example, do you have tahfizul Quran, school for the memorizing Quran in the past during the time of Prophet? You don't have that. You don't have a big building purposely for huffaz, for tahfiz. You don't have that. But now we have everywhere. So is it not bid'ah? Yes, it is bid'ah. It's never done before during the time of Prophet. But the intention was good, to prevent the Quran from losing, to protect the Quran. So some scholars say it is wajibah. Or if it's not wajibah, it is recommended. So the arguments are on this. Bid'ah, newly metals, haram, you will find it everywhere. Now we're going to approach Ramadan. Then you hear people talking about, oh, pray Tarawih 8 rakaat only. The Prophet pray 8 rakaat, not 20. You fight again. So it's up to you. You want to pray 8, go ahead. You want to pray 20, also go ahead. Okay, so don't fight. Don't fight. Because whatever the scholars have done in the past, whatever we follow now, they are all having their own basis, their own legal judgment. It's just a matter whether you know or you don't know. It's just a matter whether we know or we don't know. All of them have. Don't say they don't have. All of them have. They have arguments. Yeah? Even like, for example, I remember when I was studying last time, my friend who is very strong advocate of this bid'ah, you know, he says, he took from me and he said, when I was a student in I don't want to have mentioned, you can cut this. When I was in Madina, he said, when I was in Madina, someone asked a sheikh, what is the hukum of making tasbih with this? So the sheikh said, وَإِنْ كَانَ لِلُعْبَةِ فَهُوَ يَجُوزُ وَإِنْ كَانَ لِلْعِبَادَةِ فَهُوَ حَرَامٌ. If it is for playing, you play like this, then it's okay. If you want to play lu'bah means playing. But if it is for ibadah, you want to make zikr, it is haram. You see the interpretation of the closed mind group people that making haram and everything is haram because during the time Prophet there was no misbah. So we don't follow that kind of interpretation. We are moderate. We are Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. We are very flexible. We are follow the main stream that look at things accordingly. It's not everything is haram because they say the hadith kullu bid'atin dalalah. But the main point here is not everything newly invented, newly things are haram. Not everything. If it is against the teaching of Islam, then it is haram. If it is, Imam Shafi'i said, if it is against the Sunnah, it is haram. For example, the Prophet says praying Zuhur, praying Maghrib 3 rak'at, you want to change it to 4 rak'at, that's haram. That's haram. But if you want together, you want to make zikr together, that's okay. Why? Because even there are so many hadiths enjoining people to make zikr together, to do this, to make maulid, to praise the Prophet, although not in the form of what the Prophet did during his lifetime. But there is there is historical evidence to that effect. Not in that form, but there is something to that effect. So I think we have come to the end of our class tonight, inshallah. Please forgive me for a bit of extension or delay. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa baraka wa sallam. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.